What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday so far. This is NYG Jeffy85 here. And first off, I'm going to talk about Kevin Durant and why the Nets need to reduce his minutes going forward for the rest of the season. And they have to get more balanced scoring from everybody else. But speaking of the man, Kevin Durant, congratulations to Kevin Durant, who is just named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week this week from November 28th to December 4th. He ended up winning his 31st overall Player of the Week achievement in his career. So congratulations to Kevin Durant first off on winning the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. If you want to know who the Western was, it was Anthony Davis. So a couple of veteran superstars end up winning the Player of the Week. But that's not the reason why you guys are checking this video out. Kevin Durant is right now leading the league in scoring in terms of total points. He's got 747 points total so far this season, which is tops in the NBA. But you want to know another staggering stat that is very, very scary that he leads the league in right now? Minutes played. He leads the league in minutes played with 922 total minutes. For a guy that is 34, 35 years old, who's coming off a serious injury a couple of years ago. And what was one of the biggest problems with the Brooklyn Nets last year? Their big stars were burnt out by the end of the season, and they got hurt easily. You need to find a way to try and reduce the minutes of Kevin Durant. You cannot play him 40-plus minutes, 35, 40 minutes every single game. Not during this part of the season. Try to see if you can reduce his minutes a little bit to at least get him some rest. Because if you throw him out there for all these minutes, he's going to end up getting tired. He's going to end up getting worn down. He's going to end up getting burnt out. And who knows? He might even end up getting injured. And I say the same thing about Kyrie Irving. You need to find a way to limit these guys' minutes a little bit more as these games go on. So at least when you get to the playoffs, that's if the Nets get to the playoffs. Of course, you guys have these guys fresh going into the playoffs overall. But that's very concerning because Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, while they've been back, they've pretty much been leading this team in scoring. They've been leading this team in minutes played. But you need to find a way to get these guys a little bit lesser in terms of their total minutes during the game. Limit their minutes. Try to see if you can get some of these other players on this team to be able to go out there and give you good, solid minutes for 10, 15 overall. Give you good production, give you good minutes, go out there and give you the type of time that you need to allow your superstars to get the rest they need. Because if Kevin Durant has to continue at the pace that he's going, is anybody going to be surprised if Kevin Durant ends up getting some type of little injury here or there? Because last year, he was playing up to that type of style. He's playing up to 35, 40 minutes a game. And what ended up happening? He ended up spraining his knee, and he missed at least 30 games during the season. Now, I mean, you can continue to play Kevin Durant if you want around 35 minutes per game. Maybe his endurance is going to be able to take it. Maybe his body will be able to hold up throughout this entire rigorous season, the 82-game stretch. But when you need your guys, your superstars, to be at top form, sometimes it does not hurt to reduce their minutes a little bit on certain nights. So you don't play them these maxed amount of minutes every single game in and game out. If you guys think I'm crazy, let me know in the comment section. But I'm just throwing it out there. Like, is it really the smartest thing right now to do is continue to give such a heavy workload to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but especially Durant so far this season? The fact that he is up in his mid-30s right now. And with the fact that if this team makes the playoffs, do you really want these guys to be so worn down from the 82-game rigorous schedule? Now, if you're an old school fan, you're going to be like, you know what? Old school guys, they went out there, they played these full minutes, they didn't get worn down, they were still ready to go during the playoffs, no excuses. And I get that, I understand, and in a way, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But in this new style of NBA, where you see these players taking so many games off, with the minutes being limited, with them trying to stay fresh when they get down to the playoffs, and pretty much if you have enough talent on your team, you might be able to get by with what you got. And I think the Nets are still a talented enough team where they should still be able to make the playoffs, but at the same time, I get it. You want to see your superstars out there on the court for a majority of the minutes in these games because it gives you the best chance to win. And of course, that's the whole mentality of these things, is you want to give your team the best chance to win night in and night out basis in these NBA games. And if you pull your superstars a little bit too early, or you limit their minutes, or you don't play them enough, it might end up hurting your team's chances of winning some of these bigger games out there. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. If the Nets really should think about trying to limit Kevin Durant's minutes going forward, because if, God forbid, he plays way too much, his workload is too high, the fact that he's up there in age now, and he ends up pulling a calf muscle, pulling a quad, he ends up hurting his knee, hurts his ankle, foot, whatever it is. Some of these soft tissue injuries that can happen during these games in the season. How is the fan base going to react to it? I mean, that's what you got to think about, too. How is the fan base going to react if Kevin Durant's workload is so high and he ends up getting hurt, and then what happens? You have to play a certain amount of games, a certain long stretch, without your superstar player out there on the court. Do I think that Kevin Durant is going to want his minutes limited? Hell no. He's a competitor. He's going to want to go out there and he's going to want to give it 110% every single game. He's going to want to give his team the best chance to win on a night in and night out basis. Obviously now going into the game tomorrow against the Charlotte Hornets at BarclaysCenter. And with the fact that the Nets are finally over 500, even though they did lose a tough game this past Sunday even though they did lose this game to the Boston Celtics this past Sunday at BarclaysCenter, you know that Kevin Durant is going to want to go out there and have a big bounce back performance, play as many minutes as he can, and help this Brooklyn Nets team win and at least be able to get to 2 games above 500. But I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, throw it in the comment section how you feel about potentially limiting Kevin Durant's minutes going forward. Because they're going to need Kevin Durant for the rest of the season. You're going to need Kevin Durant for the rest of the season. You're going to need Kyrie Irving for the rest of the season. Hopefully Ben Simmons gets healthy for the rest of the season because we need him too because of his defensive ability. And Simmons was actually starting to play pretty good basketball before he went down. And, of course, you're going to need these key bench guys. Joe Harris to start to play better. You got TJ Warren back. Edmund Sumner will hopefully be back soon. You'll hopefully get Yuta Watanabe, who's been out with a hamstring. Hopefully he comes back soon. Simmons got the upper calf strain. We'll probably find out the game statuses for tomorrow's game either later today or sometime tomorrow morning. But either way, the Brooklyn Nets have to think about this. You have to think about it. And even Kevin Durant, you got to think about it. You need to start getting more contributions from the rest of your team. Let's just be real. The rest of this team needs to start going out there and playing overall better basketball so Kevin Durant doesn't have to overexude himself during the season every single game in and game out to try to help carry this team every single game. And he ends up getting worn out. And then what happens? You don't have Durant at his full strength going into the playoffs. But that's just my video I want to make for you guys this morning. If you guys like this video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short they'll be dropping on the channel surrounding the Nets. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think about potentially limiting Kevin Durant's, Kyrie Irving's workload going forward. So I thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your your Tuesday. Take it easy, and let's go, Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we all just live in it.